Ass look good when I fuck it. The pussy is slippery when I touch you. Your ass spanking in trouble. Baby, what up, y'all? Hope y'all are well. You know I'm a third shift type of person. Listen to this Boss Man D-Lo album. I don't know. I'm sure y'all probably heard the Boss Man D-Lo song. Give me a moment. You know they don't want to say that they don't want to see you doing anything illicit on these live platforms. So give me just one moment before I turn my camera on. But I wanted to come on here and rap with y'all a little bit. Um, I also need to be able to be sure that I can see comments on here. I guess my phone is announcing that I'm on. But yeah, been a lot of news going on. But really, the news I want to focus on. And I attempted to come on here live yesterday. Uh, and when you talk about these topics, maybe I'm just paranoid when I talk about these type of topics. Because I'm about to talk about social media, uh, TikTok, and how suddenly, just it seemed like just a couple of months. I forgot what the past scandal was, the previous scandal to this one, but now now it's about TikTok. Uh, Man, sexy. I got to admit, I've become a fan of Sexy Red. Uh, she played a good character in my mind. The lyric, I mean, all these rappers' lyrics their topics are basic. But I think she can flow. Uh, she can flow to me, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not even here to talk about that. Shoot, I want to play some music, but everything's copyrighted. I'm gonna play this song. Uh, while I check and see if anybody on here. I'm about to come on though. I'm about to turn the camera on. Not that it might matter to y'all. I need to know what this stuff be working right there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm on there. I need to turn that off. Uh-oh. Did I share that? No, I didn't share that. Okay, so yeah, TikTok, man. Fuck it, I got my own shit on. Hold on, y'all. I'm an amateur at this. Let me get it together for y'all. So TikTok was taken to before Congress. They taken TikTok before Congress to see whether or not it deserves to be banned, and by a high number of a bipartisan vote, it has been decided that TikTok should be banned by Congress. Now, what's left at this point is for the Senate to vote on this ban from TikTok. Now, the reasons that I saw via media for this banning of TikTok is that the algorithm is so addictive, and the users of this application might be mentally susceptible to uh, uh, get of admiration or support for uh, Chinese communism. Uh, so they want to protect those who are doing TikTok challenges by way of dancing. All this really is just, you know, when they say that it's the threat that is addictive, when you think about it, all this we have our phones in our hands all day long anyway, so all this stuff pretty much is addictive. Uh, so I think what it is that TikTok. And I mean, I got to speak in regards. I wasn't too much of a heavy drug peddler, but I dealt in a whole lot of cannabis. But so what I'm saying is that evidently TikTok has the best dope out here right now, and the other lesser competitors. So they're pretty much domestic American ties to them. You got your uh, Facebook and your Instagram and YouTube, of course, and um, X. I mean, even though Elon's a South African, you can consider that a Western company as well. So they want to be able to make sure that the Chinese government, the Chinese Communist government, doesn't have any influence on TikTok. The Chinese government owns a 1% stake in in the company Bytemark uh, from TikTok. So in that ownership, they also out of the three board members of Bytemark, there's a member of the Chinese government there. I mean, we all know that certain governments are heavily regulated. Who are we to speak on other governments' cultures, especially when our own personal government is not above reproach. So we have this government who has decided, well, you weren't thinking about it. You weren't necessarily thinking about it. Maybe that around Christmas time, about how TikTok could potentially be a threat to you and yours. So the government has decided to take this upon themselves and say, well, in order for you to protect you from this threat, it is absolutely necessary that we craft some form of protective legislation, sort of like a social media land, slash homeland security, social media security type of apparatus that will protect you from any potential outside influence. I mean, you don't have free will or free reign of your mind, or have the ability to differentiate right or wrong, or have an understanding of, you know, certain things, because they may say, well, they're going to get your data. For the most part, the social media apps we already have, they have our data. Um, if there's whatever things that we interact with, if we do interact with things on the social media platform, that particular ideally. Now, TikTok evidently does this too well for the other well, I guess for the government's taste, because I want to say the other social media platforms that are on this. Evidently, TikTok does that better than them, because they say the algorithm is so addictive. That means that people are using TikTok a lot. And by that, surely there might be economic opportunities in TikTok for some. I mean, there are, that can be documented and proven. So your government has decided, well, it's not necessary for you to have this. You'd be better off. Uh, well, it's not even so much that you might be better off without TikTok per se. They say that the problem is that this company Bytemark has investments in TikTok, and since that company has investments in TikTok, that makes them some sort of propaganda security breach. I mean, you would think that this country has its own measure and method. I mean, that's after 9/11. Wasn't that what it was all about? They were able to have wiretaps in your home, and the indefinite detention for a civilian. Like, say for example, I want to just say, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm just analyzing the situation just from the perspective of such, so on and so forth. I recognize my position as a unofficial documented chattel property of America. But what I want to say is, like, we know that this is an election season, and they tend to say, well, I guess this phenomenon began with the 2008, the Obama election, when people came online and utilized their social media or whatever methods and manners they could in order to make sure that uh, Obama got into office. That, and along with probably like 93 or 90, 90 something plus percent of Black America, that brought you Obama. That, along with the Electoral College. Let's not forget the Electoral College that brought you Obama as well. But I don't want to get, well, I guess it's all political. So they also say that you're not. It's going to influence you. You'll be easily influenced. You'll receive misinformation or disinformation, or whatever terminology they may see fit. I'm just like, well, once upon a time, when someone told you something, like, and even this was before computers, if you went outside and Chicken Little told you the sky was falling, uh, you have the ability to do your observation and seek whatever available evidence that you may find in order to figure out, well, is the sky actually falling, or is this person uh, lying, or just confused, or just very irrational? I mean, I guess it's not necessarily a crime in being either of those things. I mean, isn't part of free will the ability to take whatever information you might receive and do your best to discern between what is good and what is bad and what is necessary and unnecessary? This is the most simplest part of it all. Is like, well, geez, um, other countries, what they decide to do, well, they say, well, we don't allow our high government level officials to have the application on their phone. Uh, I don't know if that's um, a rule for Congress or the Senate, or you know, uh, Joe Biden. I don't know whether he's campaigning on TikTok or not. I know that once upon a time, Donald Trump, he had issue with Tik. Well, I guess people on TikTok had issue with him. There was some type of campaign rally or something, because this had to be in like 2020 during election year. Some people took to TikTok and did a protest against Donald Trump, and then evidently Donald Trump was supposed to have been against TikTok, and uh, lo and behold, blue no matter who, or faster than you can say blue no matter who, and even during the time where he should be depending upon young voters to bring him back in office, uh, kind master Joe Biden has decided, well, this is the legislation that we need to take aboard into the forefront. You don't need to pretty much think about situations like, well, these interest rates are so high, or the rate of inflation. See, people talk about the fact that, oh, y'all niggas just got excited over Donald Trump because he slid y'all a little chick. Times like these is when the poorest of Americans, the least of these of American, this is when we needed a stimulus check. And I'll include myself, because hey, I mean, I work, and I make decent money, but inflation is kicking me in my ass too. It would be nice to have a little buffer, a little relief, a recession relief for a moment. But Don't let me get too far off of TikTok. Uh, and I guess that ties in together with it because during the pandemic, the pandemic was the social media influencer, podcaster, content creator gold rush. During the 2020, I guess on up to 2020. Just during that time period when everybody was stuck in the house. So you pretty much you're on your device or maybe watching movies. He was inside the house, according to pandemic rules. So that's when people started. Some people was wiser than others, because of course people like to gatekeep information. All these years folks be on the internet, they don't realize, well, shoot, if you went to YouTube and just came on there and just started messing around and making yourself charismatic and captivating enough, then you could have got into the pocket in the window where you were getting the folks were getting paid thousands of dollars per month, just for, I guess, for, in my mind, rather average or mid content. Then again, some people might say my content's mid, but that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about TikTok. Uh, During that time period, people was able to monetize their platforms and make a lot of moves for themselves. And all along during that time period, there was TikTok. TikTok was growing, matter of fact, during the pandemic era. Because along with sides with the Twitter and the Facebook and the Instagram, um, and the YouTube, there's competition, but since there are many, many eyes that are available due to the fact that there were people that were in the house because of the pandemic, entertaining themselves, uh, multiple social media platforms, uh, you were able to get some type of monetization on it if you knew what to do with it. So I say that to say this, man. Uh, your government is telling you, and during the time where inflation is high and worries and you know uh, they're telling you, content creator, well, I guess affluent content creator on TikTok. I'm sure there's several thousands of content creators who might get a sizable amount of revenue by way of TikTok monthly to supplement their income. They're entertaining the fact, well, shoot, if America doesn't get this particular stipulation, if this company, this foreign country, who has ownership and stock and stake in a particular other company, well, this country, well, we're talking about the country, well, the government or whatever, they have stock or stake, and kind of like Lockheed Martin. I don't know, that does the government have stake in Lockheed Martin? Seem like they should, consider all the. That's another story as well. But they say that having this program, this application is detrimental to I can't even really say. Well, yes, but they did throw at us your data or national security. Everything is just about can be perceived as a threat to the coronavirus was a threat to national security. But fuck, I see a lot of people losing opportunities. What I mean, and then you also have to think about the fact that these people have a lot of content, and I believe, because I really just started using the application, which just started using TikTok. I believe that well, I have a preference for the algorithm on TikTok. because it seems, I mean, I'm sure that maybe I don't be on it long enough to pay necessarily attention to how the advertisements go, but uh, I know that when I make stuff and I post it up there, it seems as if it's actually being in motion and not just being uh, I don't know necessarily how to describe, just well, just held in, the word shadow ban is about to be played out, but this seems like your content is like has constraints upon it. But unlike that with the TikTok, I got like 24 people on it, and my stuff tends. I have like videos that's like 700, 600, and consistent 200 views. Whereas if I be on Facebook or Instagram or even YouTube, you can look at my YouTube and see how, if you go all the way down, you'll see once upon a time they actually was trying to give me a little motion. And back then I had very few followers. And then as you go up along the chronological timeline, you'll see how that YouTube start putting the foot in my ass in regards to views. And you could look on my Facebook and see how uh, I, that's not what this is about. It's about TikTok in America. So America, your government is telling you that we need to do this in order to protect you from your gullible self. You're free. You have your free will is too free. Uh, your ability to choose what it is that you choose to entertain yourself with, how you choose to utilize your time. Because like they say, the algorithm is addictive. The government has decided that what they want to do is come in and help you figure out. I really don't even understand. This is what they say. It says you might become a communist if you fuck with TikTok too long. Even though motherfuckers been people have been dealing with TikTok for years. I guess they haven't become communists yet. I hmm. And this is just from someone who like I said, I just really started using TikTok, and TikTok has been uh because I have an idea of how to. I ain't coming on there being too extra with it. Uh, but um, with that, in comparison to some of these other platforms that I've been on for a long period of time, it feels like actually I just starting off from the beginning. I guess I've developed a bit of a bad reputation politically or some sort on social media, but I'm getting off of TikTok. What I mean, think about it. I mean, it's just this is people's income, and that income also goes into the economy. I guess to some degree. What if the TikTok owners say, "No, we ain't, what you think? We got to deal with China. This is China's where our company from. Uh, we not gonna just cost America, y'all told us we got to cut off our government." But then they had that man in there on Congress, in front of Congress, pretty much asking him, was he a communist? Well, maybe I just read it wrong. It seemed they gave it to like they were badgering the man to see whether or not he was a communist. Have you ever been with the Communist Party? I don't know, y'all, but they also say, we're talking TikTok. I've been talking TikTok for a little while now. They also say that not only will this legislation they are drafting affect TikTok, it'll affect other applications in which, because they want to protect you. They always, I heard a good old redneck Caucasian man. He told me once upon a time. He said, I mean, I guess he didn't tell me directly. I might have overheard him say it, but he said be careful. That's one thing. The one thing that you when you hear it, you need to be careful and be real cautious. When you hear we're the government and we're here to help you, this may not have been help that you asked for. They didn't say, well, we're going to have a vote, and here you are, American people. According to the demographics, a large amount of you utilize this application. We're going to have a vote about it and see whether or not uh, we're going to keep or get rid of this application, and we're going to have all the pro argument, or we're going to have the con argument. That's seemingly, from my interpretation, a connotation or a denotation of what a democracy is supposed to be. But no, your government's here to help you. They'll tell you what you need to imbibe upon. They'll tell you what you need to spend your time and your energy on. Uh, they'll make sure that you have the right message, that you're giving the right message, and that you're also speaking the right message. And they also want to make sure that if you do get away with speaking the message that you speak, we have regulation on how far and to whom that speech goes. There's no free how do I say this, free flow? I guess that'd be a good way. There's you have certain demographics, and the algorithm considers what the characteristics and the wants, and the what draws the attention of certain demographics. They figure out what that is, and they figure out what it is that you're making, and they send what you making to them people. And then people pick, or some people, it's just like fishing. You get folks to buy. I'll just play the game fair. Don't play the game where you put weight up. I'm trying to go scuba. Well, nah, what's a good example? I'm trying to float on water. You tying weights to my ankles. Same difference. But I did serious. I've just really started using TikTok in the last couple of months. We're really just started using it again. I had the account for a while, and it seems because there when I've stayed pretty much with I guess it was all these, it was YouTube, it was Facebook, and it was Instagram. I had a lot of issues in regards to the things I would see on certain platforms. Once upon a time, when the pandemic was real big, uh, I would ask just regular scientific questions and have my points, my posts being fact checked, and I'd be scrutinized with warnings and things of that nature. Uh, Trying to make me some form of antivirus terrorist. And if since I have questions and trepidations by taking the vaccination, I'm considered uh, an anti-vaxxer who wants to kill everybody and who wants to kill other Americans. That's what the president told me. What the president didn't tell me personally, but he told America, they're trying to kill folks. When people say, well, "What do you think about the people that don't want to take the vaccination?" That's close to what he said, close enough to what he said. But your government wants to protect you, so they got to take your TikTok away from you. You have no autonomy on what it is you choose to entertain yourself with. Well, I guess or maybe you don't know whether it's an attack on free enterprise, or you can speculate whatever you think it may be. But in my mind, what are you going to tell your children? Oh, I'm sorry, Billy. You don't have TikTok. No more TikTok, Billy. Oh, Susie, I don't know what happened. But we weren't able to download all those hours and hours of dance routines that we did together on the TikTok. I'm just messing with y'all, though, man. I came on here to talk a little bit. Um, Seem like it's one thing or another. On one platform, it was a long period of time where we weren't able to get a certain goal, and now I'm able to get this particular goal, and I have some type of infraction that affects my ability to monetize even yet still. But It's all good. You know, shout out to those people who are actually earning a serious income online, because at the rate of the world, the rate that the world is going, they say that AI, it may be an extension level technology. You know, AI might just say, well, we don't need, we since we running so good. And it seems that the biggest issue, the biggest deviation in logic and reasoning on this planet, the biggest destructive force to this planet is those organisms that are called humans. And then, you know, the whole thing goes from just, okay, look at AI. AI can write a paper for me. AI can make a picture for me. Where it turns into, well, shit, AI didn't exterminate me and shit, and on some iRobot shit. Will Smith, I don't think Will Smith could make. Well, nah, I'm just on some silly shit. But nevertheless, man, shout out to my African Americans, my blacks, and my Negroes, my uh, people of color, to what have you, um, and all the other great content creators of whatever ethnic backgrounds you may be, a nigga nation or nothing. Um, is what I'm saying. Appreciate y'all coming by messing with me. Peace and love.